You know what? Sometimes the best experiences are in places you never expected to see them. That is exactly what happened in this one. This is a video by Most Amazing Top 10, and it's real locations that could be doorways to a parallel universe. Now, I kind of just hit record and watched the video, and I'm so glad that I did. The parallel universe bit aside, it was a really cool video, and it showed me things that I didn't even know existed. Guys, if you like the video, please like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
A haunted forest in
Most
Texas
amazing
said
top
to
10.
be home to a witch's castle and a set of stairs leading to the underworld, a terrifying lake full of wailing spirits who drag people into the murky depths, and a tiny area of Australia home to so many UFO sightings it may rival Nevada. These are real locations that could be doorways to parallel universes. Cameron Park in Waco, Texas is known for being one of the creepiest forests in the state. It's got this mix of eerie legends and paranormal activity that gives it a real dark fairy tale kind of vibe. There's remnants of an old abandoned castle here, for example, said to have once been home to a witch. The story goes that an old hag used to live there, practicing dark magic and luring youngsters in to poison them. When the locals found out, they formed a mob and burned her house to the ground. Now her vengeful spirit is said to haunt the ruins, chasing away anyone who dares to get too close. Some say you can even hear the screams of her victims echoing through the forest. Another infamous part of the park is referred to as Jacob's Ladder, a massive steep set of stairs that leads through the forest. It's a tough climb, but once you make it to the top, you get some amazing views. The stairs, though, are said to be haunted by a malevolent spirit, said to grab people's clothes and sometimes pull them down hard enough to tumble down the stairs to their death.
And then you end up joining her, and then you become the ones hugging.
Flat-top mountains sitting right where the borders of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana meet. It's part of a region known as the Tepuy, which is a collection of isolated flat-topped mountains that just
imagine just being on top of that.
At least not like something you'd see here on Earth. Roraima itself is especially fascinating because it rises more than 9,000 feet above the surrounding jungle, and its sheer cliffs make it nearly impossible to climb from the sides.
Like a waterfall out the side?
Is covered in mist most of the time, giving it this eerie, almost otherworldly look. As for what's on top, it's almost like an entirely different world. There are these unique species of plants and animals that don't exist anywhere else, and the area has a strange, almost magical feel to it. The isolated environment has led to all kinds of theories about it being a possible doorway to another universe.
I wonder if anyone's ever been up there.
The mountain could be some sort of portal where the separation from the rest of the world creates a gateway to a parallel reality. Local indigenous tribes have their own legends about the mountain being a place where the gods live, and many have stories of strange events happening around it. Some explorers even report hearing strange noises while they're there. The Devil's Sea, or the Dragon's Triangle, is an area off the coast of Japan, south of Tokyo. It's often compared to the Bermuda Triangle, which is not a good thing. For decades, it's had a reputation for unexplained disappearances, strange weather patterns, and reports of unusual lights in the sky. One of the most famous stories here is the disappearance of the Japanese military vessel Kaio Maru No. 5 in the 50s. The ship, which was conducting research in the area, vanished without a trace, and no wreckage was ever found.
That reminds me of MH370, the Malaysian flight that went missing. I think that was in like 2014. It's like over 10 years ago. That is like mind blown.
There have been other reports of unexplained events too, including ships being found in the wrong locations, crew members mysteriously vanishing, and bizarre compass malfunctions. There's this idea that the Devil's Sea could be a place where time and space don't quite behave the way they should. The idea of a parallel universe or some sort of dimensional rift gets tossed around a lot when people discuss the area. Wycliffe Well is a tiny settlement in the Barkly region of the North.
Could you imagine? That is exactly what happened to like these planes and stuff that go missing over like the Bermuda Triangle. Like they're living their life normally as if nothing ever happened because they were just in another universe. They went through, they landed, and then they've just gone about their day as usual. But then obviously us in this one, we're like, where the fuck are they gone? Mate, I figured it out.
Northern Territory in Australia.
I don't mean to be disrespectful.
380 miles north of Alice Springs, and it's known for one thing above all else: UFO sightings.
Humans also welcome.
Only has a handful of permanent residents, but it's become pretty well known as a hotspot for strange activity. People from all over the world come here to visit the Wycliffe Well UFO Center, which displays local reports and stories of alien encounters. For decades, locals and visitors have reported seeing bright lights in the sky, strange flying objects, and mysterious, unexplained events happening around the area. The town even calls itself the UFO capital of Australia, and there are signs along the road warning visitors of frequent UFO sightings. But why here? Why this tiny
Can any of my
section
Aussies
Australia?
explain?
Some believe that there could be some sort of wormhole here, connecting the place to some distant part of space, or maybe even another dimension, with the UFOs acting as the vehicles that
I didn't even know, but this is... Bro, I love doing these things and bringing this stuff out because I had no idea. Like, you guys probably do, and maybe some of you don't. But for those who don't, I didn't even know this existed. I didn't know there was an alien capital of Australia. Like, I didn't even realize that was... You hear about like Roswell and that place where that Travis Walton in the woods there got apparently abducted. But you never hear about anything like this. And I feel like I'm pretty infoed up about alien stuff. Weird.
Well, is in the middle of nowhere too, surrounded by vast desert. The isolation gives the place a certain eerie quality that makes it feel like a place where aliens could roam around undetected. Pyramid Lake in Nevada is a beautiful but eerie spot with a dark history. It's known for its dangerous reputation, and there are all sorts of legends tied to it. The most chilling of these comes from the local Paiute tribe, who speak of the water babies, angry spirits that pull people into the lake, and not for a swim, they kill them. The spirits are said to make these horrid crying and laughing sounds that echo off the lake in the late hours of the night. Over the years, many people have drowned in the lake, and because it's so deep, many of their bodies have never been found. But what's extra strange is the phenomenon of people disappearing in the lake only for their bodies to turn up miles away in Lake Tahoe, about 61 miles away. Hard not to wonder if there's something otherworldly going on.
What the hell?
Waters.
Wait, where was that?
Flame Falls is a small waterfall in Chestnut Ridge Park in western New York. What makes this waterfall unique is that it has a natural gas leak at its base, which allows a small flame to burn right at the base of the waterfall. The flame is constant, has been burning for as long as people have known about it, making it a fascinating and somewhat surreal sight. The fact that fire and water are so close together, one being fueled by natural gas and the other rushing down a waterfall, it definitely gives it a mysterious, almost otherworldly vibe. There's a strong connection between the flame and the idea of portals to parallel universes, because the flame seems to defy natural law. The fire burning in such close proximity to water could be seen as this symbol of two opposing forces existing.
What? Did any of you know this existed?
Believe that the flame could be a sign of energy leak.
This has been burning for as long as people can remember. Like, what? Wait, am I the only one that just thinks this is like insane?
From another dimension or reality, making it a potential gateway for...
There's obviously a science behind it, and you guys can explain it to me. But you know, if you hold a flame and you have like a deodorant can, right? And you can spray the deodorant onto the flame, and then you'll have your own sort of makeshift flamethrower. Please do not try that at home, because it's very dangerous. But if you do it for long enough, eventually the flame travels back through the gas, and then the can kind of goes bang. So why has that not gone bang? Like, how does that work? Like, that is baffling. And what happens if it goes out? Mate, I've got too many questions.
From another world. But whatever your
Eternal
view is
Flame
on
Falls.
all
I'm going to
that,
go back and watch the video on this.
Cool looking. The Crooked Forest has to be one of the strangest forests on planet Earth. It's famous for its trees, which grow at these odd, almost unnatural angles. Most of the trees in the forest are bent in a distinct
Anyone seen
J
Moana?
shape, and it's unclear exactly why they grow this way. The odd appearance of the forest has led some to wonder if there's something more going on here than just a weird quirk in nature. Some think that the crookedness of these trees could be the result of magnetic anomalies, or even something more bizarre, like a tear in the fabric of space-time.
Right, the fact that they're all like that as well.
Small, but the strange shape of the trees gives it a haunting atmosphere. It's easy to see why people think the Crooked Forest...
I look at that, right, and I think that has to be something weird. Why would they all grow that way? Like, even, I mean, there is a couple here that haven't, but they've still got like a little bit of a bend in them. But look, you got this. I mean, obviously that's like ridiculous. But then they come up and then do that. It's almost like a question mark, which is going through my head right now. I've got so many question marks, many confuses.
Forest could be a gateway to another world or dimension. Salar de Uyuni in southwestern Bolivia is the world's largest salt flat, covering more than 4,000 square miles. First glance, it looks just like this vast, barren wasteland, but it doesn't take long to realize something just feels off about it. It stretches out to the horizon, creating an optical illusion where the sky and ground almost merge together. And when the salt flat is covered with a thin layer of water, it becomes this big, giant mirror reflecting the sky so perfectly that it can feel like you're standing in the middle of the sky. At least that's what I've heard. I've never been there myself. Certainly looks like it from images, though. It's surreal, and it's inspired some to speculate about its connection to parallel universes. The mirror effect especially is often described as looking like a doorway to another
As Above, So Below.
The flatness and emptiness of the place also gives it an almost timeless feel, as if time just doesn't exist.
Mate, I know growing up that we've all had a football that ends up looking like that. And it hurts when it hits you as well.
In the same way it does in the rest of the world. Some people who have visited this site describe feeling a sense of being outside of normal reality. Almost as if they were stepping into a place where the laws of physics don't apply.
This is a great video. Slightly shorter than I wanted it to be, but really good.
The reputation. People talk about strange things happening here, like UFO sightings and Bigfoot encounters. Tons of Bigfoot encounters. But what really stands out is how many people go missing in the area. The rate of disappearances is nearly double the national average, which is pretty unsettling. Now, part of that is because it's a huge, wild, rugged place with some of the harshest weather on the planet. Even experienced explorers have to be super careful here. There are tons of reports of pilots, hikers, even whole groups disappearing without a trace. On top of that, there are stories of strange magnetic interferences in the area, compasses malfunctioning and making it nearly impossible to navigate. All of this makes the Alaskan Triangle a place full of mystery and danger.
Yeah, bro, I can't lie. I feel like there is just certain places that just, I don't know, I feel like they like radiate bad juju. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't go there. You don't go there if you want to come out. Like, or drop some breadcrumbs or something, at least, so you know you're not going to get lost. These places exist, bro. Like, it's so easy to get lost in, and people just go and do it for no reason. It's so scary.
Are known for being pretty dangerous, but there's a lot of eerie legends tied to the place as well. Probably why it's called the Superstition Mountains. The area is full of deep canyons, steep drop-offs, rough terrain. It makes it a tough place to navigate, even for experienced hikers. Over the years, more hikers have gone missing in these mountains than in any other range in the United States.
You know, one thing that baffles my brain, and it doesn't seem that hard to believe to some, but to me, like, there is areas on the earth, and I mean land, that you could get to if you spent long enough, but there are areas on earth that not one single person has ever touched before. First of all, it makes me want to go. I'm not going to, but it makes me want to. Like, imagine being the first person to touch something on a planet that's been here for, let's argue, billions of years. Mad.
It's about 5 a year, but it's not just the wild terrain that makes the place dangerous. The Superstition Mountains are full of legends.
And it makes me wonder what's
ending in
there.
tragedy.
You know what I mean?
Supposedly, there's treasure hidden somewhere here by a man who's become known as the Lost Dutchman. People have been trying to find this treasure for centuries, and many have died doing so. Probably the most gruesome part are the reports of bodies being found without heads. Sometimes the heads are found, just not anywhere close to the rest of the body.
Is that legit?
That said, I've been your host, James, and I will catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video.
Hey, he's talking to me. Jesus. Most amazing top 10. Mate, I know that was a shorter video, and I apologise. I will make it up to you. However, I really enjoyed that. Learning new things anyway is good, but new places. That flame has, like, baffled my brain. It's been burning for as long as people can remember. There's also like a massive crater somewhere that has just been burning for like 100 years or something. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Devil's Gate or something. I can't remember. But it's been burning for like hundreds of years, and they don't know why. It just does. It has never gone out. Guys, if you like that video, because I did, then consider liking the video. Why not subscribe while you're there? The buttons are so close together. You might as well just thumbs up, subscribe. But I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice evening. Peace.